Hey, my name is Sean, and this is Go. Today we're going to be talking about the new Porsche 911 992 GT3. I'm going to tell you what's new, I'm going to tell you what's old, I'm not going to bog you down with nonsense, so let's get on with the car. Of course, this is an all-new Porsche, but a lot of things on this car is retained from the last generation, starting with the PDK. This is the 7-speed PDK, not the new 8-speed PDK, because the last generation PDK was 40 pounds lighter than the new 8-speed. So this 7-speed from the last generation 993 is on this car for weight saving purposes. You can also get this car with a 6-speed manual. So for those manual fans out there, the manual's still alive and well within this car. This car comes with a naturally aspirated V6 and is similar to the engine that was found in the Speedster. For those that don't know, the Speedster was a limited production high-end 911. This car just happens to have different pistons similar to the ones found in the Cup car. This car also has individual throttle bodies, and from what I understand, that helps with the performance of the car. Let's talk about the wheels and suspension. This car has 20s in the fronts and 21s in the back. That's something that's been going on with the automotive industry for years, offsetting tires, so it's no surprise that it's happening with this car. This car also has a different suspension. They've moved on to a double wishbone, which helps the car be more angular, helps with the camber of the wheels, helps with the attacking and turning of the car on the track. This car also comes with sticky yet street legal tires. Now I have to talk about the airway bits. This car's front splitter, rear diffuser, and spoiler have 4-way adjustability. So this car produces 50% to 150% more downforce than the last GT3. So now let's talk about the weight savings compared to the last generation GT3. These two cars weigh the same. I know it's probably shocking to people. They probably thought this car would weigh less, but you gotta remember the new 911 is a heavier car than the outgoing 911. These cars seem to get bigger with every generation, with everything going on with regulations, safety, and all that stuff. You know what's going on. So this car does weigh the same amount as the last GT3. Now let's talk about the interior. Interior design, of course, is sort of simplistic. I won't say that it's totally stripped down. You still get aircon, heat, infotainment center, all that stuff. And you also get, with the PDK, want to say a shifter type stick, where it allows you to shift through the gears if you want to, or just use the flappy paddles. It's really up to you. It's a heck of a lot better than what they have going on in the base 992. Now let's talk about some of the performances for this car. We're talking 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds for the PDK, with a top speed of 197 miles per hour, and the manual has a 0 to 60 time of 3.7 at a top speed of 198. So yeah, the PDK is the quicker of the two cars, but the manual is faster because it's a lot lighter in weight. So these numbers are to be expected. And this car is faster around the Nürburgring than the last GT3 and the 918 Spider. I know if you look at the old statistics, you'll see that those cars have a faster number, but that was set by the old benchmark and it's changed recently. I don't want to get into how it's changed or what it used to be, because I'm not a Nürburgring nerd. I don't know the whole setup of the Nürburgring, so I really can't say how this is different. From what I understand, they used to lap it stopping at the pit stops, and now they lap it stopping at the finish line. So there you go. Now Porsche hasn't talked about prices. I'm just gonna say it's probably gonna be around $170,000 to $185,000. So this is not gonna come cheap at all. And now I'm gonna give you my thoughts on the new GT3. Now I like the style of this car. Always loved Porsche, and this is probably one of the best looking Porsches I've seen. The hood nostrils don't bother me whatsoever. I like them better than the hood lip that was on the last generation. And I'm not one of those people that think 911s look like the new Beetle. That's ridiculous. The new 911 is massive. These cars are huge. Even compared to, say, Porsches from 20 years ago, these cars are like boats. They're like yachts. They're like, you know, sedans. They're not even like sports cars anymore. And I know that has to do with safety features and stuff they have to put in the car, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that really bothers me. I need to see the car in person to decide if I'm really upset about how wide and how long and just how big these cars have gotten. I know some people are asking what Porsche can do with a naturally aspirated V6. This engine should already be at its limit, and they should go ahead and bolt a turbo onto this thing and get it over with. Well, this is the high-end version of the naturally aspirated Porsche. They already have a turbo Porsche, and they already have a high-end turbo Porsche called the GT2 RS. So if you want a turbocharged Porsche, wait for that to come. It's gonna come. You can get that. It's gonna be bonkers. It's gonna be crazy. You know this. So I don't understand why people think that the GT3 should also have a turbo. That would defeat the purpose. Now I can see if they went hybrid or electric, that would be something different. I don't know if they're gonna do that. I don't know if the enthusiasts would even like that whatsoever. Really, only Porsche knows what they're gonna do next. Now let's get to if Porsche misses golden opportunity with the new 992 GT3. And no, people are gonna buy this car. People buy Porsches, people buy 911s. It's tried, it's true. This car's been around for many years. You know its value, you know people are gonna want it, and people are gonna go out and get it. Now I do think it's too early to be coming out with a new GT3 when the old GT3 just got out of production in 2019. It's been a thing with Porsche to wait 2 years before bringing out the next GT3 iteration, so it's no surprise that this car is here. It's just at this assumed price point, which is probably around $200,000. You can get into a 991 GT2 RS, which is a crazy car still and should be pretty affordable depending on the mileage. And you know, you can still go to the track and smoke almost everything on the track. If it was me personally and I had the money, I would just wait for the GT3 RS and get that. Just, you know, that's what I would do. But other than that, this car, I like it. I like the design. I like everything they're doing. I like the new technologies they introduced in this car. I'm not mad at it. And this video is getting to be longer than I actually wanted. Tell me, what do you think of the new 992 GT3? Are you excited for it? Would you prefer the GT3 RS? Are you a PDK or a manual guy? If you got this car, would you track it daily or would you garage queen it? Let me know in the comments. And with all that said, I like to bring this video to a close. So if you like the video, like the video. If you dislike the video, dislike the video. If you want to see what I got planned next, come see what I got planned next. I got a lot of stuff for this channel. Really want you guys to be there with me. With that said, I'll catch you later.